I would just stand where that phone is, say, meeting one, clap. That's all you gotta do.
Cool.
Meeting one class.
Just waiting for Paul. He should be here any minute.
Fucking just started, he's already late for a meeting?
Fits right in.
Right? What the fuck?
You guys are leading by good example.
How come they, dude?
Wow, he gets here fucking 8 seconds.
I know, right
That's
before the
fair.
bell rings.
Hey, dude, I was fucking here, wasn't I?
Hey, you were. I got nothing to complain about.
That's what I'm saying. I was fucking here. Meeting one.
Not yet. He's gonna be going crazy back there going, oh, that guy keep doing his clapping.
Well, I can get some bitches in. He's some ass clapping.
I got him editing some of the other videos and shit that we've done in here, and I had to have him sign a waiver. Because I'm like, some of the shit we talk about in here. I seriously, I had him sign a waiver. I'm like, dude, you can't, like.
Non-disclosure form?
Yep.
Yeah, I totally thought that same shit. I'm like, dude, there's a lot of stuff that I forget. There's a fucking.
So he'll be laughing about this tomorrow when he's going through the tapes going, oh, that motherfuckers.
That's good. That's not how we are in real life. Well, it is, but we don't have any video proof of it.
That's exactly how we are.
Exactly. Right.
Oh, Eric,
You know,
while you're sitting there, I need a gutter measure sheet for this. I did one for you yesterday for a different job.
I don't even know where to put.
How were we supposed to know?
No, I don't.
You were at the house.
What I'm saying is, I don't remember the house.
Open it up, man. There's pictures.
Oh.
But I did one for you yesterday for the one that we're getting installed in 3 weeks.
The guy. Your old guy.
Old guy.
The old guy
Yeah,
who bitch
the
wanted to
CNC.
cancel. He couldn't do it.
Oh, fucking hike.
There wasn't one in that. I drew one up for it,
Thank
but
you.
go across the hall after
This
the meeting
guy,
and
okay.
double check with her across the hall and make sure I put the downspots in the right spot. You had 5 of them on
They
there.
just
and it
gotta
looked
be
like-
at the same spots. There's nothing changing.
Well, there was one that was in a different spot that I couldn't tell. You know, I was from Google Earth. I looked at it and stuff, but
You're getting soffit and trim, so they're gonna pull all that shit down.
actually, I didn't even think about it. We gotta have a hover, right?
We do.
So then you got more photos than that. I tried to just pull it off of Google. I didn't even think about doing the hover.
I'll look at it.
Double check with her to make sure, because I didn't know. I just put them where I thought, and
Now I remember this one.
we need a gutter measure sheet. Put that in. Can we get that? Paul just walked in, so we'll start again in a second.
They bring up someone's name and you're like, oh,
Dude, every time.
remember the guy that gave you 90 grand? No.
I'm the worst at when what's it called? They'll look at me like, what do you mean you don't remember your job?
Yeah.
Hey,
Show me a picture of the house, man.
Yes.
Alright, I got it.
So,
What the house
yeah,
look
what
like?
you
And he's like, first name? And I'm like, he's like, last name and first name? And I'm like, he'll show me, I don't know what the house looks like.
One at the top of the house.
All these fucking names they've seen.
No,
so far.
I'm gonna see.
Yeah, it was too fast.
Yeah, I've only been
It was
doing
really
it.
good.
Everybody probably looks the same to you.
Yeah.
I don't even think about the fucking name afterwards. It doesn't. Like
We don't
this
do
name,
crazy shit except
until I
for
saw the
Eric.
house, like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. I feel like eventually.
Are we done printing shit over there? For a minute?
There might be 1 or 2 coming out.
Hey, dude, come on, give it a break.
Come on, man.
Come on.
All right, meeting.
We should be able to just put gutters on all eaves.
But the problem is we're taking them down.
There's not how many gutters any on
Our siding guys are, and then the gutter guys come out afterwards. That's where you say put them in the same spots.
Right.
They
Sometimes we
don't know unless they've been painted over before and you can find the spot on the brick.
All right, guys. I don't know if you are aware or not, but there's a virus going around that people are afraid of. All right. How much has that been impacting you guys in the house?
Fucking completely.
Okay.
Everybody's fucking got a plan, but they don't want to do it right now. But they don't know. Everything's so uncertain. Blah blah blah.
So,
Don't want to let us in the house. I've gotten into the house one time each day. I've actually gotten into the house.
okay.
Starts all
And then they're like, one customer was like, "Whoa, when you guys get back going, everything's gonna get cheaper, right?" I don't think so.
Okay.
Nobody producing.
So I think there's 3 types of people out there right now. People are freaking the fuck out, hoarding everything, don't know what the
Like
fuck's
Levi.
going on.
Like Levi.
Okay,
I
doesn't
know,
know
right.
what's going on.
I
All right,
know.
freaking out. you got the people that are like, it's kind of uncertain, I'm not sure, but I'm treading everything lightly. And then you got the people that are like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Right?
Even the people that who gives a fuck, I think that if they're not worried about the fucking virus, they're worried about the stock market.
Okay.
Because that was another thing the customer told me the other day. They were like, my money's coming out of the fucking stock market,
Two cans.
and I don't know what's happening right now. So that's a factor for sure. Fucking thing keeps going down 1,500 points every day minimum, man. Every game we've had for the last 3 fucking years is gone.
Alright, so these people, the people who are freaking out, we're not even gonna have an opportunity to get out there.
Yeah, they're canceled.
They're just canceling. They may have set up something on the schedule, all right, and then they call us up and reset it, call us back 2 weeks later once this shit calms down. I'm not feeling too good right now, and they're canceling. So those people are canceling. We're not even getting out there. Okay, then we have these undecided people. All right, these are the people that we're going to steer into the 3D model. All right, they're basically saying, yeah, I understand what's going on. I'm still interested in getting a quote, but I'm trying to limit myself from face-to-face contact, interaction, all of that stuff. So when we get them into the 3D model, there's a couple ways we can do it, and you guys have seen some of them coming through. I got Deanna, I trained her on how to use the beacon yesterday, or the hover mat or app. So therefore we can have her go run these and get these all set up in the meantime, and not waste your guys' time doing them. But there's going to be some instances where we're still going to be able to come out to the house, take those measurements, take those, the beacon, the hover.
Let's just say beacon. We can do
You
that.
can't say beacons. If we do that, then when Joanna and them come in here, we'll be saying it, and then they'll be like, it's not, it's hover.
Our platinum match.
Joanna's never
Let's
heard
just
of
make it our own. We'll make it our own. So,
Hey, she called me the other day. Yeah.
alright, so we got the undecided. So listen guys, we're going out there, we're doing the hovers ourselves on some of these. We're having Deanna do it. We're also going to be sending them out emails. Some certain people that don't even want us to come out to their house. Alright, we're going to send them this link so they can do these 8 images on their own. We got a little video in place, a tutorial video for them, where they can go onto our website and learn how to do it. So we're going to try to drive traffic to our site so they can do it and provide it from it. Alright, but those people, okay, those are the undecided. We're not even going back in front. These are the people I want to focus on. Alright, they don't give a fuck. Right? They're not really too concerned about it. These are the people that are allowing us to come into their house. Now remember, we're already eliminating the people that are freaking out. So if they're allowing you to come into their house and they set up this appointment, they're pretty fucking serious about getting the project done. And they really don't give 2 flying fucks of what's going on. It's not bothering them. Now, you mentioned too, you ran into a couple of them or whatever at the end, they're still bringing it up. That's just a programmed response.
She brought up the stock market.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that portion of it all as well. But remember, if they're really that concerned, they're going to fall into one of these categories. And because of the simple fact that they're setting the appointment, still allowing us to come out. I mean, we're telling them over the phone. Now, we realize, are you okay with face-to-face contact? We're coming into your house. Okay, yes, our guys use sanitizer and all of that stuff. If they're going to allow us to actually do that, they're pretty serious about it. The problem is now we get into the house, and then they give you all of those objections that these people are having. If they really were true objections, we wouldn't be out there at that customer's house. All right, and that's where we got to think about it. It's a built-in objection that they're just programmed to respond because it's what they see on the news and everything else, but you're there for a reason. You've overcome those 2 other steps. If they were really kind of on the fence, you wouldn't have been getting into that category. So that's where we, as the sales guys, we got to remember, all right, we're here. This is a solid appointment. We just got to fucking figure out and get beyond the bullshit. Because the first objection they give you is always bullshit. It's never the true thing. Okay? So, what are the cons of this virus? What are people afraid of?
Dying.
You mentioned, all right, death.
I mean, that's kind of a big one.
It's an extreme,
Not
but
being
yes.
able to wipe their ass.
Yeah, right?
The uncertainty.
You mentioned the
Stock market.
stocks.
Their 401ks, any of these fucking retirement funds are all tied into the fucking stock markets. So that if those go down,
Jobs.
they're losing money,
Okay, their employment, if they got a job or not.
you know?
What else is the fear that these people are having? Okay,
I'll say that's.
and a lot of it comes down to both of those, but because we can't ignore this shit.
It's the
And I'm not
unknown.
saying we should, but we got
The biggest thing is unknown, yeah.
uncertainty, right?
Cause that's the fucking biggest thing. It's like, dude, we don't, especially with us.
Well, the unknown kind of takes care of all of that. You know,
Right.
but I mean, yeah, that's
It's
what
like
everybody's
us,
afraid
dude.
of.
We have no fucking idea. We could all fucking have it, dude. We don't know. We're in contact with fucking all kinds of people every fucking day. Who knows?
Right.
At least some of these people, like the one I took the cover for yesterday, she's like, I know I was in contact with somebody who could possibly have it. I'm not gonna know until tomorrow, until their test comes back, whether or not they have it, so I know whether or not I was actually exposed.
Yeah.
None of us
That's
fucking
ridiculous.
know.
And they're saying, but they're
If it's
saying on the
exposed.
news now, if you feel like you have symptoms, don't go to the hospital, just stay home. And
Because
fucking
there's
get over it,
because
because
it's
it's not
bad.
that bad.
Yeah, there's no
Because
treatment.
it's not that bad.
There's no, dude, there are
Well, there's
people
not, but
going-
there's nothing, you just gotta let it run its course.
people are going into fucking ICU over this. I don't know if you're fucking seeing this. Those people
Yeah,
are
there's
fucking.
certain one, the guy's got
first
lung
fucking-
cancer.
Right, we're not doctors. I don't want to get into this discussion, okay? That's the uncertainty, the unknowns. All right? But this is the stuff you're going to be coming in at. But what's going through your customer's mind? All right? We can't ignore these things, but we can use them for our advantage. We kind of threw out some things on the thread the other day and discussed it in here. People are motivated to buy to either avoid pain or to gain pleasure. Okay? Right now, there's a lot of pain going on over here. Okay? But people act because they get their emotions involved. So it's okay to bring up stuff that's really going on and everything else and let it hit their emotions, because that's what's going to generate them to move. All right, it's going to motivate them to act. Now, what are the cons or the pros of what's going on with
We got a
everything?
killer fucking deal right now.
Yeah.
Okay, how?
Because we're trying to sell everything we fucking can.
We got available crews sitting standby.
Availability.
People are home.
Yeah.
So the availability of the crews. Well, we might not be able to do work right now or whatever, even if they come with a shutdown or something. That's part of the unknown. It's okay to bring up some of the things that they're scared about. You know, if there is a shutdown or something for a couple of weeks or whatever, what's going to happen when everything's back up and running again?
It'll be busy as hell.
Phone's going to be ringing off the hook, right? The tax money finally came back. The weather has finally changed. People's roofs started leaking because they were, you know, and so now everything's stockpiled. The phones are going to be ringing off the hook. So something like that. I mean, think about where we were siding-wise last year. We were 12 weeks fucking out. Now all of a sudden we blow up, we're going to be fucking 6 months out on something like that. So scare them. Put more fear in them. Because of what's going on, the availability is very limited. If you wait like everybody else till everything blows over, and you know it will, it's a matter of time. The weather starts changing and it starts warming up. Give them assurance that we're going to get out of this and everything's going to be okay. Because you don't want to just say, yeah, we're all fucked. The world's going to blow up. You still, whether you feel that or not, you ain't going to make money if that's the attitude you come in thinking.
Then they'll start thinking like that.
Exactly. They're going to see it in your face. They're going to see your frustration. They're going to see your fear that you're scared of the unknown and all that. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be. Okay, but the unknown of our end of it all comes away. If we can start selling some deals and start making some money, that unknown, you know, kind of goes by the wayside. We're going to get out of it. Okay, the stronger are going to survive from it. It's just a matter of who's willing to fight for it and do what it takes right now. Are we going to fall into the trap and think just because we're in this category that everybody's freaking out and we can't make any money? Fuck that. We got to put the positive spin on it. The availability, when we are ready to rock and roll and get installed, you're going to be the first one on the list. You're going to be the first one to get your house done in the spring. Now, with the big demand come when we get out of this thing a month from now or however long it takes and the phones are blowing off the hook, what do you think that's going to do to our material costs? Why?
Supply and demand.
Simple economics, right? Now everybody's demanding this material, but guess what? What happened to the factories over those 2 months? Were they producing any more product?
I don't know, they'll shut down.
Right. So now there's a huge demand, but there's a lower supply. What do you think that's going to do to our pricing? You think it's going to go up or down? And this is the conversation, guys, you need to have. We can't avoid these things because it's out there. There's no way we can hide from it. But if we bring up these certain points to it all, ask the questions. Don't tell them pricing's going to go up. They might fight you on it. Oh, you guys going to be giving away shit. Ask them the questions. Now when the phone starts ringing off the hook after everything's ready to go, what do you think is going to happen to our product that we haven't been able to produce for the last 2-3 months? Now you got a big demand for it, a lower supply from it. What's going on? The beautiful thing is right now we got a guarantee from all of our suppliers and our manufacturers. And they do a date, what's the word? Yeah, like a time-stamp pricing for us. A date-stamp pricing. So therefore, any order that's placed, the contract that's written,
they'll honor their pricing of that day, whether you order the materials from them or not. That's what they're putting out there, because they don't want to stop and slow the economy down. They want orders still coming in. Okay, they're not just going to hold off. Even if we don't actually order the materials from them 2 months from now, they're guaranteeing our price for today. That's why it's beneficial. Yeah, there's a bunch of bullshit that's going on out there, but let's utilize this for your advantage. You still need a roof, right? You're going to have to get it done one way or another, be now or the next 6 months. Do you know what the pricing is going to be 6 months from now, after all this shit is fucking finalized? I tell you what, we've never gone through something like this before, but, you know, when the hurricanes and stuff hit, every time one of those hit, our price has gone, I mean, this could double the price of materials. I don't know. But what we do know is what our pricing is today. And that's why I'm willing to sharpen my pencil, do the best thing I can do for you, save you the money. You know you're getting a roof within the next 6 months, right, Anthony?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to save as much money as you possibly can on this project, especially in these uncertain times?
Yes.
Well, we're offering 0 down, no payments, no interest for 12 months. Get the project done now. It's not going to cost you anything right now. And then within the next year, you can pay it all off once everything is settled back down and you got more money. I mean, like you just said earlier, okay, it's all going to be handled within 6 months. I'm giving you a year just to give you extra cushion. Let's get you locked in on the schedule so you're available come springtime, right when everything's ready to rock and roll. You're getting a hell of a deal. Okay? Stop the spread. Save some bread. All right?
So one of the things too, maybe for some of the older customers that were through it back in '08, we kind of had the same kind of panic.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's worried about their jobs, worried about how they were going to pay for things. Their 401k, the market was dropping, people were losing their houses. Everybody was freaking out, and it was really same thing.
Same shit.
Same thing.
That's why I wanted to bring
Ask
you
them
guys
how
in
they
here.
made it through it. How did you make it through that? How were you able to overcome that situation?
And
Put 'em
I'm not
back in the same
We're not
place.
downplaying these people, and we're not. I mean, there is certain fears, and the fears are different for each people. You know, like he mentioned, if they're older people or whatever, you know, the elderly and stuff, they're going to have more on the freaky outside. But you know, like he mentioned, in '08 when the fucking housing market crashed, you know, it was fucking rough. But it took us a minute to adapt, and then the strong came out of it. You know, we can make excuses for not making money, but there's a lot of ways we can make money. And the people who are allowing us to get in their house right now, they want a deal. Make them feel special. That's the whole thing. It's like Black Friday. Today is your day. Not many people are allowing us into their house because of this scare. Okay? We take all the proper precautions to make sure you guys are taken care of. We're, you know, health or safety-wise and everything else, so we're not going to infect ourselves. All right? But, and that's why we are taking these precautions. Don't be afraid to explain that stuff. If you're already at your kitchen table, okay, how many more people do you want coming out to your house? They said to limit this. Obviously, you had me come out. You trusted our company. You probably Googled us, found out that we were 5.5 to 4.5 to 5 stars across the board. That's probably why I'm sitting here today. But how many more people do you want coming in? I bet you Chuck in the truck down the street is real sanitary. With his 2.5-star rating on Google. That's who you got coming out afterwards?
They'll bring you Black Plague Friday.
But this is stuff you guys got to bring up. Sympathize, empathize with them on why you should be concerned, but also make them realize too, why are they going to get a special deal because of what's going on? People are motivated when they feel like they got a good deal. Scare the fuck out of them. You know, again, that fear. Do you really want more people coming into your house? How many times do you want to go through this? That's why we're offering the first time promotion, because we don't want to come back either. The less people we can, you know, that's how we control this whole thing. So how many more times you want to go through it? I don't want to have to come back when you say, okay, let's do it. So the less times we can, you know, cross paths and everything else, the better for everybody. That's why we're running this first time promotion. Last week, before the big scare, we never even had this thing. This is something brand new. They don't fucking know. But put a different spin on it. And with the different spin, you're putting it into the coronavirus clothes. All right? You know, use all of these things, but you should have a different energy. This is a different discount, different drop, different story you've never told before. When we told that same fucking sign discount over and over and over, it loses its energy. How many fucking times, Paul, have you gone and hey, I put on the sign?
What a few.
I mean, you started what, in 08? 09?
89, if you want to know.
89?
Yeah. Well, I was 10.
It was Candace.
I was 8.
I wasn't.
You were.
I wasn't.
But no, I mean, think about it. In those stories and stuff, after we do the same discount over and over and over, they lose their energy, their excitement, and the customer sees that. They don't feel like they're special. use this, use the urgency on this. You know, it's like the end of the month type of thing, trying to meet the quota. It's like getting that sign out there for the fucking holiday weekend. It's something different, and people will buy into this. They're getting a special deal because we're trying to stop the spread ourselves. All right, we're offering 0 down, no payments, no interest for 12 fucking months. So if they are concerned about losing their job, let me ask you a question. If you have no income to prove, do you think you're going to get approved for financing?
No.
So when your roof leaks, how are you going to pay for it? Now, what might you have coming back from the customer at that point? Well, I can wait a year. My roof ain't that bad, right?
Not legal.
Bingo. If that's what you're hearing at that point, you didn't build that need with your digital analysis and make them realize, I need a fucking roof, I can't live without one. And now if you can put them into, hey, let's take care of today's pricing, because it's only going to go up, and you planted that seed, the customer told you it's only going to go up, right? They're going to have to get a roof. If they do get laid off or they lose their fucking job, right, they're not going to be able to get approved at that point. And when the roof leaks, what's going to happen? Their house is going to start deteriorating, they're going to end up losing it and everything else. If they're concerned about losing their house, all right, push them into the 0, you know, the only reason they would lose their house is if they lost their job, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes hand in hand. And if it gets to that point where after a year you still don't have a job and you can't do it, fucking who cares about your no interest 0? You're going bankrupt anyways, right?
Yeah, right.
You're losing your, I mean, at that point, you're laughing at me, but that's the look you're going to give him a customer. He's like, you know what, you're right.
It's true.
You're fucking right.
I did say that to the other guy. That dude that's fucking cancel. Like, dude, if this goes to hell, I was like, you ain't gonna have to worry about paying your bill, are ya? He's like, you're point.
It is. And these are things, I mean, and guys, if we start bringing up these things, it plants that seed to the customer and says, yes, we're being naive here. I mean, if shit hits the fan, dude, we're all fucking dead. It's a killer virus and we're all gonna die in the apocalypse, right? So, I mean, what the fuck does it matter? Let's continue doing our shit and not worrying about it, but you gotta kind of slap the customer in the face and make them realize that. When he was talking about the 08, when everything was crashing, everybody worked for the big fucking 3. And they were all concerned they're shutting down every plant and everything else. We jumped on board with, I think it was Hyundai did, the assurance program. If you lose your paint or if you lose your job, we'll pay your next 6 months of payments. Talk about taking away that fear.
I just got an email last night from my ally on my lease. They're suspending payments for 4 months. Over this.
You know what? Fucking, let's do it.
Wow. As well.
That's fucking awesome.
That's a good idea.
If you lose your job over the next 6 months because of what's going on and you maintain your income, we'll pay your next 6 months of payments.
The banks are doing the same thing for homes.
You don't want us to say that.
Huh?
We should get
Why
a
not?
piece of
Yeah,
paper.
right.
The
Is
chances
that gonna
are
make
sell
fucking-
more jobs? How many people are really going to have that happen?
I would imagine so. You want to open yourself up to that kind
And
of
what you're gonna find out is it's a bullshit
Hey,
objection.
Eric, if
Anyway.
it doesn't work, we're out of business anyways, bro.
And it just,
whatever, yeah, right?
but Eric, the truth is that's just a bullshit objection.
It is. And I'm not saying people aren't going to lose their job, and that's what people were afraid of back in 08. It's
That's what
like,
I'm
oh, I
saying.
might be.
If it was a bullshit objection, that wouldn't be a fucking factor. And it actually, obviously is.
But in 08, it was a legitimate concern for people, but not 100% of the people were losing their jobs.
Right.
10% of them did.
Well,
And
they're trying
100% of
to
the people that worked at the big 3 though were freaking out about it.
Right.
When only 10% were going to get affected. So what we did is, hey, take the worry out of it. In the event that happens, Dave, you're going to find a job within 3 months, right? Maybe 6 months for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How about a year? If not, your wife's fucking kicking you out anyways, right? Better fight. And then that's where you get that kind of feedback. Well, we're running. If you can't get, if you lose your job and you can't find one within a year, we would, do that payment program for you or whatever. We never had to pay it out. We never had to pay one single fucking one out, but it took away the fear in that customer's mind. Because it was bullshit. And then we were able to provide to them the financing. And, in 08, that's when, I was at First Choice, that's where I met this guy. We were at First Choice Home Improvement, and that's where we started our biggest growth, was in those times. And then when it came out of it and everything started recovering, that's when we springboarded, and then the guy embezzled a bunch of money and fucking fucked everybody over.
That's nice.
So, but the shit works. We just gotta take away, use it to our advantage. Don't fucking ignore it. Don't pretend like it's not happening. Be very sympathetic, empathetic to their feelings, to how they think about it. Don't blow up at them if they don't want the fucking face-to-face contact. Don't start screaming at them through the door and the screen door.
Fuck you, man.
No, because I didn't start it.
But no, guys, use that 3D model then.
I did finish it.
Because it's going to come down to, I'm going to show you guys in a couple minutes how, if it does come down to where we're sending out emails with these 3D renderings, because people are afraid, we can, if you go on to Sales Rabbit, okay, all of the documents are on there. All of your 4 price sheets are on there for every product. So if you're at home, you can't come in to, print out anything or make copies. You can print that stuff out at home, or even download it and take it to Kinko's or whatever, and they can print you out a stack of it if you can't get in here. But in that, you can download to your iBooks. I did this the other day. Your the 4 box for the roofing, and it came right on my iPad. It was on the iBooks, and then you can click Edit, and you can take your pen and draw on it, or you can create a text box. So you can take that, fill in the numbers with the discounts and the monthly payments, and then just email. Click save, and then email them straight over to your customer as the quote.
Yeah.
Okay, I would try to get them on the phone if you can, and kind of walk them through a little bit of it. Once you get the email, give me a call so I can walk you through exactly what you're looking at in the packages. I may try to do it, but this is an experimental thing.
Or ask them if they have an iPhone or Android.
FaceTime
Be
them.
like, hey, okay, I can either FaceTime you or do you have Skype?
We need to start going over how to fucking do the hover shit. Okay, I got 2 of them sitting online right now. They're supposed to fucking do estimates and fucking give them 3D renderings. That one that I took yesterday, I'm supposed to send them over a couple different options and everything.
Well, that's what I'm talking about right now. This is how we can do it.
Well, I'm
If
saying,
you're not here,
I don't know how to fucking do it, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
When it comes down to the hover, we need to sit down and actually go over how to email it, do the different shit. Because I know how to change it on there.
No, you're not emailing anything from Hover.
No.
Hover is just to get us the pictures and your measurements. What I'm talking about, just if you were listening, you take the 4 price box sheet and fill it out like normal. That's what you're emailing to the
I
customer.
understand that. I had one yesterday that the lady couldn't get out of the house or whatever.
Right.
She's the one. She has different options that she wanted to see on hover.
Okay, the different
She
pictures and
wants
stuff?
to see, yes.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying, is actually doing the renderings and then emailing those over to the
When
customer.
you do the renderings, take a screenshot. And that saves it as a photo.
So that's
then
what we're doing.
That's how you send the pictures out and stuff. They don't get it where they can just go through and do all of that stuff. Now, from my understanding, once we send out the link to the customer. If the customer does it on their own, they can play around with the 3D rendering, but that I'm not 100%. In their video that they said of the tutorial, they said, yeah, you get this link from your house or your company, and then they'll do the pictures, and then you can do a 3D rendering. And once you pick out all your options, it gets sent back directly to Rock Solid, and therefore they can figure you out an accurate price with the measurements based on what you want. But there's, I don't know if they're going to be sending back, or they save their photo with the cedar shake here and the stonework, and we break it from there. I don't know how that part comes back. But if you're doing the 3D renderings, you come up like what I did for Levi's house. Okay, I came up with a couple different colors, different angles, and went to the back, the front, the sides. Took a couple of screenshots and emailed them to him so he could look at it and review it. So yeah, just screenshot that. But as far as sending out the quotes, use your 4 box. You can write them down too. You don't have to use the text thing and send it out that way. And you can take a picture of it afterwards and send it to the customer. It doesn't look as good, because it's a picture of something. But if you can take it and you can draw your numbers in, or you can do a text box and type your numbers in, so it's clean and everything else. Use the 4 boxes. It's broken down, and then just shoot that email out. So that's at least temporarily how we're going to work it, so we can send the PDF version from Hover with those exact numbers over and all that stuff, because they're still working on that part from their back end. But take the measurements, fill them in your price sheet. I would fucking call the guy up as the price and work it through the estimation process right there on the fucking phone with them, and say, okay, how many layers do you think you got up there? You got 2. Try to do that too when you guys are out there. If you are going to the house doing the 3Ds up front. Try to get up there and find out how many layers, because that's one thing that, doing an email we may not know. But you call them up, get them on a conference call, and go through the estimation part. Okay, are we doing gutters and downspouts? Were you looking for any gutter guards? And as you're going through each fucking page, walk them through it. Okay, it's generating your lead. Now what's a good email address? I'll get this sent over to you ASAP. You walk them through and you kind of explain, I'm going to show you a package on this one, and this one, and over the phone you can kind of do a quick pitch, nothing crazy, depending on that customer, and then send it out. At least we're still getting in front of customers where we normally wouldn't have had. So we should be able to muster up something here out of the 3D renderings. What point, I don't know. People may like it better, especially this time.
What's up with mine? I have a 3D rendering for it.
I'll talk to you about it. Okay? But guys, there's a lot of money still to be made out there in this part, where the people really don't give 2 flying fucks. Still respect them, take care of them. Go to fucking CVS, guys. Who bought the mask the other day?
do anything, I guess.
But it's the show.
Yeah.
You know, get those fucking masks from CVS. A couple of them and say, hey, and I'm not affecting anything else, but I don't know what I'm walking into. You guys good? You know, just again, it's that respect thing coming out there and like you're respecting their family and their conditions and everything else. And then you can bring it up. Yeah, this is something serious, and our company treats it very serious. You know, how many more people do you want coming in your house not knowing? You know, let's get this thing wrapped up. You like my company, right? You like my product. You gotta have that digital analysis though. You gotta have that need built in. Use the survey. Make sure you're using it. Because if they come back, well, I can wait 6 months till this all calms down. I mean, now you've lost emergency. You're losing some of the availability and part of all that, but they shouldn't be sitting there. They should be like, fuck, man, I need to get my roof done. That's why we agreed to have you guys come out now despite everything going on. I need to get some numbers in line. Yeah, most companies won't come out. You know, also too, most of the companies are shut down and won't reopen because of all of this. Do you really feel comfortable giving that guy that $5,000 check when he's fucking 3 months behind on his mortgage payment now? And he doesn't offer financing, so he needs that $5 grand so he can go buy your materials?